expand your mind. I want to ask, what if I told you that in South Africa we don't have corruption problem? What if I told you that in South Africa we don't have substance abuse problem? What if I told you and shocked you, actually don't have GBV problems, but we have a family problem? Remember, a family problem. We have a family problem. Remember, the reflection of the state or the nation is a reflection of our families. Whatever you see in our families will manifest into what a community. Whatever you see in a community will go into what state of the nation. If the state of the nation, the states of crime, as we are in South, if the states of crime and the gender-based violence is high, where do we start looking at the root? Our families. So I'm talking about families because we are all from one family, a families, one way or another. It might be from adoption, it might be from family born by a union of marriage, it might be a family born from a union of whatever. But we are all, it's one of the important systems in our lives, families. Speaking about families, obviously as we're speaking about family, we're now touching into another deeper aspect, which is relationships, which is what I was asked to talk about today. So when we talk about relationship or relationships, I don't want you only to limit it to a romantic type of relationship, but let's broaden it a little. Let's expand it in its broadest sense of what we mean when we talk about relationships. Relationships, we can look at, before I ask what to guide you, let's ask how conscious, I want to ask, but it's a question that it's a rhetorical question, so of course I don't want an answer, but think. How conscious are you as a human being or as a person about the relationships that you have in your lives? How conscious are you? If you don't you remember anything that I said today, please remember this one. So Kifilo is about consciousness, deliberate, and being intentional. If you can hold on to those ways, I can follow you, you'll definitely go somewhere in life. Consciousness, deliberate, and intention. Those are, for me, the key factors that drives us towards having a quality of life. Remember, the quality of our lives is dependent on the quality of our relationships. When you die, I'm sure you can see the problem. It's not those cars, we love cars. It's not those beautiful Mustang and those beautiful whatever cars that we drive, the Maybachs that I'm going to speak in our funerals. In that program, you will see very a colleague. In that program, it will be written an aunt. In that program, there will be a friend. In whatever program, even in a program, a marriage, a celebration, there's that program. Who are those people? People who are speaking are people that you relate to them. They are either reflecting on your relation with them or how they relate with you. So now it also brings me into an important aspect that I like, that I'm about as well. Relational intelligence. How relationally intelligent are we? How relationally intelligent are you? So what is relational intelligence? Let's look at it. Relational intelligence includes the being self-awareness, important aspects such as self-awareness. We also, when you speak about relational intelligence, the ability to recognize and analyze your own emotions and somebody else's emotions. And then while you do that, you use that information to consciously reflect on how it affects your relations with that person. As you are speaking, as I'm speaking, there's a relational exchange. What forms that relational exchange? There are your and mine values at place. There are yours and mine's interests that are at place. There are yours and mine's characteristics, personality, your background. So are we aware of such things when we relate with people? It can be either at work, it can be either with our children, it can be in marriage, in a relationship, in a whatever form, we carry those with us. Remember, as I'm working, I'm an organized whole. I might be here, but everything that has to be with me, I'm a byproduct of my past. I'm from a Deliberately family, I'm married into a Mojabi. If I'm in a relationship with a Mojabi, what happens? Now we are forming. When we speak about a relationship, there's a relational exchange. When these two people come together, what happens? Does a volcano erupt or actually harmony prevail? So that's where I want us to go with this aspect of relationships and relational intelligence. Because we cannot say a relationship when we are taking away the relational aspect of a relationship. That's all what it is. Therefore, you cannot be relationally or have a quality relationship if you're not relationally, or you don't have relational skills, or you're not relationally intelligent. So that's what I want to take back to you today, to ask you, how relationally intelligent are you? If you forget relational intelligence, things of simple things, relational skills, how do you relate with people? What do you hear people saying about you? Don't you care? You should care. It might not, we relate with different people differently. I might relate with him in a certain way. It might be because of family, we are from the same family or culture. I might relate with the other because we feel like we are the same. Our personalities are intertwined. So relational intelligence speaks about that. How do you relate with other people? Do you have the relational skills, or you are such a narcissist, everything is about you? Relational intelligence goes back to empathy. You know what empathy is. You say that every day, but in your everyday life, how's that empathy manifesting? That's what I'm interested in. I'm one person, I don't care about the big concept here, what and what. I want to go to the everyday living of our lives, because that is our life. We cannot say, when we get married, we say, we have been married. We think of this marriage as something that just makes it so. You don't think marriage is something that takes me and Mojapilo to make it work. Talking about that, as to relationship in our romantic space, do we couple? Or are we just romanticizing, well, let's go for Valentine, buy you flowers, and I get a car, I get whatever. Do we couple? Do we ever take time to sit with my partner to say, my love, where are we going? Where is this marriage going? What is our marriage value? Marriage values? Where is our vision? Where are we going? So I love those little details that makes our everyday life. Because then if you don't have values, you don't have marriage vision, you don't have anything that just tells you from A to Z, this is how we will get it. How are you going to be having a successful marriage? Let's take it back to kids as well. I'm very big on parenting as well. So this family aspect is very close to my heart. Now, with our kids, do we just stay with our kids or we parent them? Let's not get confused. If you just stay with your kids, you are you are trapped in what I call a house or home management incorporation. And you come home and the dishes done, homework done. Okay, and then we sleep, this TV we sleep. Tomorrow is the same setup. That is not life. Then you are just merely existing in your life. You are not present, you are not alive. You are not living. So parenting says, what is my parenting plan? What is my strategy? From discipline to every day, to sleeping time, to everything that you, within your power, you can do. When you release your child into the world, it's fine. They will get whatever influence from outside. But we have this illusion of not doing anything, and we think our kids will turn out in a certain way that we want. But were you intentional? Before intention, as a person, as a mother, as a father, how conscious are you of your parenting? Hence I'm saying we are a byproduct of our past. Certain things I do when my kids tell people, oh, it's my mom speaking. And I didn't like it when my mom did it. And I'm not aware that I'm doing it. But because I told myself, you have to be conscious when you are a parent, how do you parent these kids? And then sometimes I'll hear my mother speaking and I'm like, no, I don't want to appear like this to my kids, and then I correct. Consciousness, that's what I'm asking. As you parent, are you aware of some of the things that you are carrying from the past to the present that is working against you in terms of parenting, in terms of relationship, in terms of how you relate with your colleagues? You might be